Hey all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I want to welcome you. My name is Eileen. I am the owner of Veer Up, which is an HR career consulting firm. We specialize in helping anyone who's trying to find a job, if you're trying to transition into a new career, or if you have issues in the workplace, we definitely can help you. So check out my website. I put the link in the description box below. And so today I want to talk about the interview that Amanda Seals gave with Shannon Sharp. Now, this video is not to bash Amanda in any way, but what I do want to talk about, what stood out to me, because I'm an HR professional and I'm a career coach, but she said that she did an interview trying to, she was a group of Floetry and they asked her a question and she simply gave yes and no answers. Now, she did not get that job because they said they didn't think that she was interested or excited about this job. And they're right. In the real world, if you go to an interview, if you don't show any enthusiasm, they're not going to hire you. And I know people are like, well, what does that have to do with, the job? It has everything to do with the job because companies have problems and they're looking for someone who's going to come in and solve those problems. So if you just giving yes and no answer, they can't really get to know you and you're not solving their problem. I came up with 5 things that you must do to show that you're really enthusiastic about a job and how to show that you can help solve their problem. But before we get started, please like this video, subscribe to my channel for other career related content, and also hit that notification bell so you can be alerted whenever I put up a new video. So we're going to watch the video and then we come back and talk about it. So let's get started.
I lost a job because I was answering yes or no questions.
How you lose a job if you answer yes or no? Because you added.
Because they were emailing me,
Yeah.
asking me yes or no questions.
Okay.
And my responses were yes.
Yes.
And
no.
And then finally I got an email that said, you know what, we decided to go with somebody else because by your responses, it seems like you're not interested.
Well, you say answer yes or no.
So now you understand me. It took us a little bit, but you're here. So
they wanted you to say, yes, I would love to have the job because I think this is an amazing opportunity for me. And I just love this company. I think you.
So I showed you the video. And again, I would love to hear what you all think about it. And again, this video is not to bash Amanda in any way. But what I do want to focus on is how she said that she gave yes and no answers. You're not going to get a job that way. And so I think it's important that we talk about why. Like I said before, when you are on an interview, it's like a performance. Yes, you are going to have to be a little more, animated than you would be in normal life. And so for someone like me who is an introvert, it's very difficult for me to get my energy level up here, but I do it for an interview. I have to. And these are some of the things that will help you to show that you're interested in a position. So, number one, the first thing you want to do is you want to have high energy. I do this by there are 2 ways. The first one is I work out in the morning. So I try to make my interview not too far away from when I work out. So I work out at 5 o'clock. I try to make my interview like around 9 because I am so hyped after I do a great workout. That's one way. So if you're someone that you're not really into working out, another way is maybe you can drink a little bit of coffee. Coffee gives me energy and it helps me to stay focused as well. I mean, I'm not saying everyone has to do this, but I'm saying that's one way that you can get your energy level higher if you're someone that you don't normally have a high energy. The second thing you want to do research about the company. You want to make sure that you know what they stand for, what their mission is, what their goals are, um, what projects they're currently working on. And you can find all this on the internet through LinkedIn. You can go to their business journal, you can go to their web pages, and you definitely want to take some notes, because you never know what you can refer back to from questions that they ask you about you. You can relate it to the company. So one of the best interviews I ever had is when I went to the company's webpage and they had their benefits way at the bottom. And I said, as an applicant, I was looking for it to be at the top. And I showed them, how I could help them to make their benefit page one great page by itself, so applicants can go and click on it right then and there and see everything that's important to most applicants. And that interview went so well because I saw a problem and I showed them how I would solve it. So that's the only way I did that is by doing the research on that company. And so that's the second thing. And then you want to make sure you know who's interviewing you. You want to find out who they are, how long they've been at the company, and you can find all this information on the website. If it's a big person like a manager or something, you can find them on LinkedIn. And you want to make sure you spell their name correctly and say their name correctly. You want to have their email addresses because you're going to send a thank you note. That's the other way that you show that you're really enthusiastic about the job is to follow up. The third way you can show that you're very enthusiastic about this job is to be very nice to the receptionist. And you're saying, well, what does that have to do with anything? It has everything to do with the interview because typically either the receptionist or the secretary or the person who set up the interview, they are the person who's the gatekeeper of the company. They have a lot of pull. So if you're extra nice to that person, they could say, ooh, who is that person that came in for an interview? She did this, she was so nice, or whatever, because they are the eyes and the ears of that organization. So make sure that you're nice to that person. The next way is you want to make sure that you have a list of questions. Now, I have interviewed so many applicants, and when I ask them, do you have any questions? And they say no, that's a red flag for me because that means that you are really, in my mind, you're not really interested or you're not taking this job interview seriously. Because if you have no question, even if I ask all the questions on your list, you better think of some more because you not asking a question, it just doesn't go over well because that means that, oh, you've heard something or you don't want this job. And if you really want this job, you want to come up with some questions. And I say have some pre-prepared questions and then also try to think of some as you're going through the interviewing process to make sure that you show them that you're listening to everything that the interviewer is saying. And then finally, you want to prep. I always tell my clients, you never want to wing an interview. I don't know how people do that because it's like I said, it's like a performance. And you never see someone on Broadway just winging it. Always. Even if you don't have an interview, I tell my clients, just pretend like you do every week. Take some time to really think about your skills and to have stories prepared on how you solved a problem and how you can help solve theirs. Most don't realize you don't want to just walk into an interview just giving your experiences and dates and job titles. No, we got to talk about what you've done, how it made the company that you worked at better, how it solved problems. That's what the interviewer is looking for. And so Amanda Seals, when she did this interview, she acted like she just didn't know why she didn't get this job, because she gave yes and no answers. Now I'm just going to give you a little bit more context. She plays a victim a lot in this interview, but I wanted to pull out something that said she wasn't a victim. You didn't give the answers that they were looking for. So that's my video today. I really would love to hear what you all think. Please leave your comment. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye. because companies have problems and they're looking for someone who's going to come in and solve those